Welcome to Figure Talk. This is the Sideshow 1/6 scale Greedo, one of my favorite figures of my entire collection. I absolutely love this, and I know that the new Greedo is coming out from Sideshow soon, so I thought I'd show you guys this one so that you can see the differences between the old version and the new version, and just kind of what's cool about having a Greedo 1/6 scale figure in the first place. So let's take a closer look. Well, with the new Greedo figure coming out from Sideshow, I really wanted to take a look at their previous attempt from 2010. This is one of my favorite figures in 1/6 scale for Star Wars. I absolutely love this figure. I'm sure if you saw my collection video, you would know that. And I think they did a really good job of it, but seeing the new one, there's definitely some differences and there's definitely some improvements. So let's first of all take a quick look at the head sculpt. My buddy TK421 Collectibles was interested about the eyes and wondering what they would look like on the new one, and I think they're going to be like this one, which is this kind of unusually slightly metallic looking paint, and it works so well. In person it's just like so eye-catching. And also I want to talk about the skin. So I really like this. I think this looks like it does in the movie, which is this kind of green color skin, but with the new one it's more like what the actual costume and props look like for the movie, sort of behind the scenes, which is a lighter shade of green with lots of little patches of green on the face, and obviously this one doesn't have it. In fact, if we go over to the hand here, you can see it's a lot different shade of green. If we take a look at him a little bit more from the side, you can see a lot more of the details in the face and the head sculpt and those little spines on his head there. But it's a great sculpt, and especially considering it's from 2010, I think they did a really good job. But if you look at the clothes, you can see that the stitching is kind of large in comparison to today's stitching on these figures, and the new version is going to have smaller stitching by the looks of things. This belt is going to be totally different. There's going to be little white boxes on the belt, which were in the movie. The gun is going to be different, I assume. But mainly this material, let me just come out a little bit further so I can show you there. Sorry about the blurriness. This material is kind of like, I don't know if you ever had a shell suit in the 90s, but it's like this plastic, shiny, crinkly type of stuff. And maybe I can get in there and show you a little bit more. Perhaps you can see it there. It's kind of shiny and it's kind of crinkly. I think once I say shell suit, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And the material on the new one is completely different. It's more like a cross between leather and neoprene, and obviously the stitching is going to be a lot finer, a lot more detailed. But this one looks great, and I always thought that it looked the way it did in the movie until I saw the new one and realized that the actual materials used for the clothing are more accurate in the new one. But this is still a really cool figure. And I think partly the reason I wanted to show this figure off is because if you're thinking of buying the new one, it will be different from this. And they've basically started from scratch to remake it. And this one, to me, looks more like he does in the movie, other than the materials for the clothing. And the one they have made, the new one, looks more kind of like the props and the costumes do in real life. Like, for example, if we go back to the head, this color green, that darkness and that kind of monotone look to it, that kind of seems how it looks in the movie, whereas the new version has this kind of lighter green with lots of different colors, which you would see if you saw the prop head, but probably not if you actually watched the movie. So it's kind of interesting just to kind of compare the two. But as a whole, this figure, the original 2010 Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale version of Greedo, is really cool. I don't have any complaints about it. I've always thought it was one of my best figures. But it will be really interesting to see how it stacks up against the new one. But because the new one's coming out, I wanted you to see the old one so that you can get an idea of what the new one will be like and kind of talk about some of the little points that might be different. So I hope you found that interesting, guys. Please stay tuned for more.